Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. My name is Gabby Turner, and in this video we're going to be finding out, do they love you or do they hate you? Or maybe it's something in between or something entirely different. But whatever it happens to be, we're going to find out in this video. We have 4 options in front of you. I don't know what the names of these are, but I'll hold the cards up in a moment so that you can see what the names are. I do also have a sale going on personal readings, tarot and astrology readings throughout the month of October. And coming up on October 22nd, in alignment with the Sun-Venus conjunction at 29 degrees of Libra, I will be doing a group spell service. If you'd like to join that, just look for more information down below in the description box. And a link to purchase, or join me on Patreon. So with that said, let's look at your options here. We have option number 1 is blue calcite. So this is option number 1. Option 2 is amber. Option 3 is bismuth. And option number 4 is malachite. So those are the options. Timestamps will be below. And once you've gotten in touch with your intuition, just choose your option or options, and I'll see you at your reading. All right, group 1, welcome to your reading. You chose this blue calcite stone, and of course we have lots of other gemstone cards we're going to look at as well. And that's what I'm going to focus on first of all, to sort of channel this person's energy towards you. And then we have some other cards to look into to get a deeper message. But the first feeling I'm getting is that, this person has very sweet and tender, good-hearted, kind-hearted emotions towards you. It's a little bit difficult for me to tell right off the bat if it's explicitly romantic, but it is very kind-hearted. I do think that there is, I think they want to know if they have romantic feelings. I feel that they know there's the potential for it. There's the potential to have romantic feelings for you, but they're not quite sure yet. So it's something that they enjoy exploring because they enjoy being around you. They enjoy being in your presence, interacting with you. They find you to be a very sweet person. I think that on your end, you may find yourself to have some rough edges or some rough qualities. So you may not necessarily feel that you're very sweet all the time. You might feel actually that you're a little bit more sour sometimes. But this person seems to see beneath that. If you ever are behaving in a quote unquote sour way, or, just agitated or something like that, I feel like this person thinks that underneath that is secretly it's almost like it's driven by a very loving quality. That maybe you do give people a little bit of bristle sometimes, but it's almost like a tough love approach. Like, I love you enough to get upset with you when you're not reaching your potential, or I love you enough to give you the cold shoulder when maybe that would put you in your place or something like that, but for that other person's benefit. So that's how they see you. They see you as someone who is willing to give tough love, but they also feel like you're just like a squishy little, like teddy bear, you're just very loving and sweet. That's how they see you, and that's kind of how they feel towards you as well. So let's get some clarifying cards here. Okay, so we have trust. We have angry, and again, it's reversed. So they do know that sometimes you exhibit anger, but to them, it isn't really for the purposes of anger. It's not like you're trying to be mean or like bully people. It's almost the opposite. It's anger for the purpose of love, I think. Yeah, because it's like you want to catch people. You want to help and support people. But sometimes to do that, you may have to, I don't know, let people fall. Sometimes you have to let people fall a little bit in order to allow them to learn their own lessons. Or you might have to point out to people, listen, if you don't get your act together, you are going to fall. You're going to fall into some sort of self-destruction, or you're not going to meet your goals if you don't step it up. Okay, we also have but I feel like they also feel towards you that the person you're asking about feels towards you that first of all, they've never really felt you acting this way towards them. They don't necessarily think that you have used this tough love towards them, but they do feel that you've used it towards other people. And it's almost like they want to give you a pat on the back or something, or be encouraging to you, or just to let you know, like, that's really cool that you do that. That's really cool that you care about people enough to give them a straight answer and not just blow smoke up their ass when they need to change their behavior for their own benefit. I think that the person you're asking about views you as kind of a loner. Yeah, both of these cards like depict these people who are kind of alone. Alone in their head. They might view you as someone who gets caught up in, I don't know, in your phone or in books that you're reading. You seem to be absorbing a lot of information. Your head is always somewhere, and sometimes it could just be in your imagination. You're just off in la la land. But, they feel that you have a very active mind, but you're sort of, I don't know, maybe even sort of reclusive or something. But they feel that, maybe this introverted quality that you have also gives you an ability to see the world differently, or to see people very differently. Because even when you're physically apart from other people, you seem to be very emotionally invested in their lives and what's going on with them. For those of you who are interested in the MB Myers-Briggs personality, this does feel kind of like an INFJ personality type is kind of how they're viewing you. Or INFP perhaps. But they do feel that you are really very emotionally connected to other people, even though you seem often physically separate from them. So overall, I mean, the initial question is, do they love you or do they hate you? This person, I would say they really appreciate you. They appreciate who you are as a person. And I think that they view you as someone who doesn't necessarily need a lot of support from other people, but I kind of feel like they would want to give you that in some way to kind of like boost your self-esteem, or just to know that you're not alone in life. But they also feel like you probably don't even need that, or maybe maybe if they tried to say something emotionally supportive, that you would not even know how to take it. Like it could even just sort of confuse you. Like, why are you saying that? Okay. Oh yeah. So these cards also are how they view you. I didn't necessarily mean these initial cards to be so much about their view of you, but that's just how it came out. Okay, so we have the cyborg and the dancer. Oh, and the party leader. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Yeah, you're very captivating to a lot of people. And this person that you're watching this for notices that about you. But it's so interesting because you're sort of off in your own world. A little bit, you know, you're a little bit separate from reality. You are, you know, you're the cyborg. Look at this cyborg. She's just shopping in the grocery store like it's an everyday experience. Kind of like trying to fit in, like, hey, I'm a normal person doing my grocery shopping. But you are actually like so out of left field. There are qualities that you possess that are just so different from your average person. You are not normal, you know, like you're a delightful weirdo, according to how this person views it. You could try to fit in, but there's always going to be something about you that just stands out and draws attention. You might even prefer to be anonymous, but you lack the capacity to actually be anonymous because you're also, in addition to the cyborg, you're the dancer and the party leader. Let me see what the party leader says in the book. One moment. Woohoo! It's a party, but what is really happening here? All the beautiful stars reach up their hands in excitement as this party leader creates a wild, loud, and unpredictable energy. I feel like that's part of the cyborg as well. You're just a very unpredictable person. This can be fun to bathe in the untamed and can act as a release of all that we try to control. Maybe you need someone whose personality is captivating and can allow you to feel comfortable doing something uncharacteristic. And I think actually this is the effect that you have on this person. You allow them to sort of unleash their own wild, untamed, uncharacteristic. You know, maybe they normally are sort of straight-laced and they do fit in. I feel like the person you're watching this for is someone who kind of fits in, but you help to untap that part of them that they like having the ability to release it from time to time. And there's something about you that helps them to see how to do that. So maybe you need someone whose personality is captivating and can allow you to feel comfortable doing something uncharacteristic. But let us not forget that your voice also needs to be heard. That is why you are here. So enjoy this time, but also don't allow yourself to be confused about what is truly valuable in your life just because someone else's voice is louder. Yeah, so I don't know, there may be a difference here in the amount of reach that each of you have. Maybe one of you has a louder voice than the other. I mean, you're coming across as almost in a way like a wallflower, but it's like, you know, if you think of, have you ever seen a really loud wallpaper, you know, on the walls? It's like you walk into a room and literally it's, you know, it's tucked away, it's against the walls. It's not in the center of the room, but somehow if it's a wild enough wallpaper, it's grabbing all the attention. I feel like that's more how you are. You're sort of reserved and pulled back in a lot of ways, and yet somehow you really stand out and are loud in some ways that are sort of unintentional. So I don't know what the difference is. I feel like there's some sort of difference between you and this person in terms of loudness. Or at least how they see it. They feel that they are much more moderate, you know? They're kind of like right in the middle. They're not too loud and they're not too quiet, you know? Yeah, we keep having this like Ace of Cups. We have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Cups coming up representing you. I think, again, they feel that you're a sort of unassuming person, which means you're not really necessarily out to capture the spotlight. At least that's how they see it. But there's something about the way you carry your heart, your loving energy. It sort of overflows in these ways that are almost like some sort of strobe light or disco light. disco ball, where you're like scattering color and light all over the place, or you know, you walk in the room and it's like emotional confetti or like energetic confetti. It's not that you're trying to do that. It just happens to be, you know, the sort of quality that you do have. But I feel like this person thinks that you don't necessarily have a level of self-awareness about the fact that you have this effect. Like confetti is like spewing out of your heart when you enter a room, but you're, you know, just like, you know, scratching your forehead and looking at the wall and like not even noticing that you're impacting people. I know, it's just something that they notice about you. Let me see. So what is the... I think they feel that maybe there's a part of you that's sort of trapped, because there is all this attention getting energy that is coming out of you in all of these ways that you're not intending. The person you're watching this for feels like you're sort of like a piñata that needs to be burst in some way. Well, yeah, I mean, we have the Hermit. It's like they feel like maybe you're trapped within the walls of your, you know, hermit lifestyle, or being a recluse. You're such a recluse that it traps all of these very dynamic aspects of your personality. And yet somehow it seems to work for you, because you seem to have some sort of, you know, significant social standing. Despite being pulled so much away from, you know, like a social lifestyle, you still stand out in some sort of social hierarchy. You are up, you know, you're, you know, kind of like at the top tiers of a social hierarchy despite that. I feel like this person does feel like you're sort of trapped in your own lifestyle preferences, though. Like I said, just being so introverted, being so secluded from other people, they view it as a trap somehow that you've gotten yourself into, but that maybe that's just what you prefer, you know, because they do feel that you probably live a very colorful, vibrant life. It's just that colorful, vibrant life is mostly lived on your own. I think they just want to spend more time with you, is basically what it is. Like, they wish that you were a more social person so that they could socialize with you. They just want to socialize with you more often. Yeah. They feel like, you know, they view you as a very deep and soulful person, and they would like to really get to know you on a deep and personal level. Because they feel that the average person is so much more, you know, they enjoy socializing, but I think they view a lot of social interactions are just kind of surface level, like, hey, what do you think about that TV show that recently came on? Or what do you think about this, that, or the other? Or, you know, talking about, this is what I had just purchased from such and such store, you know? And there's nothing wrong with any of those things, but they feel that you're someone who talks more about deep and soulful things, like, you're coming across as sort of having Scorpio energy, and Scorpio likes to know, like, what are your deep, dark secrets, or like, what are the like traumas that you don't normally talk to people about, because you can open up to me about it, and I can open up to you about that as well. Or we can just talk about life and death matters. Like conversations with you get really deep, but they also feel like at a certain level for you, conversation isn't necessarily required for you to be able to read deeply into people either. They feel that you have a very intuitive insight into what makes people tick. And a lot of people run away from that. They're scared of that quality. When they sense that someone can read them really well at a deep level, some people are very scared. But the person you're watching this for, actually, they would love that. They would love you to see deep down who they are beneath the surface. Because I think on the surface level, they are like a quote unquote very normal person, but they know that that's not who they really are. And so it's like they yearn for that to be seen. They yearn for the deeper side of them to be seen, and they feel that you are someone that would be able to do that. And so that's why they want to spend more time with you. Let's see. In particular, they want you to see that they have some sort of star quality, that they have some sort of big plans for their life as well, beyond what they've already achieved. That they have unrealized visions for their life. They don't want to have like a normal, like suburban white picket fences life, although that may be the life that they currently have or the life that they grew up in. But they yearn for something that's quite different, and I think self-expressive. It comes through to me with the Star and the Eight of Wands, that they want to be able to express themselves more honestly. That's what it is, because the Nine of Wands is Moon in Sagittarius. They find a sense of emotional security through freeing their honesty. They want to be more honest about who they are and what they believe. But a lot of the people around them would just not be interested in that. Or that's how they're perceiving it. But they feel that you would be interested in hearing their honesty and their truth. Doesn't mean that you would necessarily have to agree on everything that they think and feel, but they feel that the two of you could have a dialogue, and that you could appreciate and respect their dialogue and their truth. And again, it's sort of like they're looking for that emotional security of, I don't want to pretend anymore just to be accepted. So yeah, I mean, I think that you have already inspired them to push beyond, just acquiescing to what they think people want them to be. You have inspired that already, just in being your normal self, because you are already that kind of person yourself. But they want to have a bond with you where they're able to talk to you about that or share that with you. Like, don't just inspire me, but like, let's really form a close bond to each other based on the fact that we both care about being our like quirky, unusual, authentically honest selves. Like, it's sort of like fuck the world and fuck the expectations of the world. Let's just chill and understand each other, and understand and accept each other's differences, each other's truths. And see if this person has a message for you. So I have the Nine of Cups. I feel like their first message is, I really hope that you are happy. I want so much for you to be happy. When I think about you, I'm always sending good vibes your way, good intentions your way, that you are having a happy life, because that's absolutely what you deserve. I know that you are a very courageous person, and you can face anyone or anything in life head on and not be afraid. And you're not afraid to call a spade a spade. You're not afraid to call out someone's bad behavior. And I really respect that strength. I feel that I am someone who also has that strength, that type of strength to call people out on their bullshit. And this is why I feel that we are kindred spirits. We are warriors of truth. I do think that there is someone in my life, or there may be multiple people in my life, who wouldn't understand. What isn't they understand? Who wouldn't understand me befriending you, or wouldn't understand me getting close to you. So that is somewhat of a barrier to me. There's someone close to me in my life, and I know that it would hurt their feelings if they knew how much I wanted to have a closer bond with you. And I don't want to hurt this other person because I care about this other person. And my intention would never be to be disloyal to them. But I do appreciate you. I wish we could be like the best and closest of friends. I think I'm not really sure that I have romantic feelings for you per se, but also if I were to pursue something romantically with you, it would hurt someone else's feelings who I care very much about. But probably even being friends with you would hurt this person's feelings, or they would feel rejected or take it personally. So I accept the fact that although I do feel a sort of soul bond with you, and I think that we would have such a wonderful friendship if we could become closer like that, I sort of just accept the fact that admiring you from a distance is probably what makes the most sense, especially considering the fact that we often don't have the opportunity to socialize anyway. But I do wish, I had a way to tell you more about how I see you, just in case you're not aware of your wonderful qualities and the wonderful effect that you have on me, and the wonderful healing effect that I see your beautiful heart having on other people as well. If I could throw you a parade, if I could throw a parade in your honor, that is what I would do. If that's what it took for you to understand that you're deserving of that. You're deserving of that level of honor and respect. All right, so I think that is the message. That was a pretty interesting message. I really hope that it was helpful. If you watched to this point, I will assume that it did hit home and resonate and make sense in some way. So in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, group 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the Amber Gemstone card, which is on the top of your pile. And I'm going to start off looking at this array of crystal cards, and then we have some other cards that we're going to get into as well. So, of course, the question at hand is, do they love you or do they hate you? But it could be something a little bit more nuanced or different from that. I just thought that was a fun title. I don't know about you, but I tend to attract love-hate dynamics. I think it is my Moon-Mars conjunction. All right, but let me kind of tune into the crystals here and see what I'm picking up from this person towards you. So the first thing I'm getting is that this person seems to have a very withdrawn energy. I think that primarily they're very focused on themselves, and I don't mean it in an egotistical way or in a selfish way, but I think their daily life is just more focused on their own emotional responses to things. They're very preoccupied with, I don't know, their daily activities, preoccupied with the goals that they're trying to achieve. I feel like this person always feels busy, even when they're not really doing a lot. It's like they always feel some sort of impending doom, like, what if I don't get this done? What if I don't get that done? It's a little bit like the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, who's like just always in a rush with his, I can't remember now what it is that he's always saying, but he has this clock with him, right? And he, I can't remember. Tell me in the comments if you remember what the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland is always saying. But yeah, I feel like this is a little bit what this person is like too. They're very, I don't know, it's like they always feel pressure to get things done, to be good enough as well. I do feel this person struggles a lot with self-worth issues. I think that when they do think about you, and again, it's not that they don't care about you. I don't really think that they're not really thinking a lot about other people, generally speaking. So you're not the only person that they're not thinking about, because they're just very, I don't know, this person has a sort of anxious energy and they're just preoccupied with their own worries about themselves and being good enough. But when they think about you, I don't know, they do have a sense of confidence when it comes to you, and they view you also as someone who has a naturally high level of confidence. And it's almost like sometimes they can sort of channel your energy when they want to build up their own confidence. They're like, okay, what would group 2 do in this situation? How would they approach this? And that helps them. It puts them in a more confident energy. It's interesting. They use you as sort of a role model for confidence. It truly, I would say, even in terms of their energy, like their chakra systems brighten up when they think about you because it works that well for them. It's like taking batteries that are not fully charged and putting in fresh batteries, and all of a sudden the lights are on full blast. Yeah, when they think about your confidence and how you approach things with confidence, it helps them to do that. All right. Yeah, recharge your good vibes. So yeah, they do also think that you are someone who has good vibes. Not only are you a confident person, but they feel that you are, someone with good intentions. Increase your firepower. Yeah, like, I think they view you as someone who's, when you set your mind to accomplish something, you accomplish it more often than not. So again, they think that that's largely due to your confidence. So they just kind of, they're not jealous of it either. Sometimes people can get jealous of when they see other people having positive qualities that they want for themselves. This person really just sees it primarily as you being a role model to them for how they can emulate that. Yeah, dive into your dreams. They think that you're someone who's really been able to fulfill a lot of your own dreams. You're also someone who seems to stay very grounded, and also they feel like you are able to find other people that you can meet halfway. So you can connect with other people in order to achieve your goals as well. You know how to network with people, and we're always going to differ from other people, but you can kind of find a way to find solid ground with anyone in order to work effectively with that person to meet a particular goal. So you have really good people skills from their perspective as well. So that's something else that they admire about you. And we also have deepen your perspective. So I do feel like that you have, they feel that you're a very thoughtful person. I think this person is also a very thoughtful person, so that is one quality that they think the two of you actually share. But they appreciate that you are also like that. All right. So definitely so far, it's definitely not hate, or it's not coming across that way to me. I would say it is more love, but kind of similar to group one. It may be a little bit more platonic love, at least at this point. We'll dig deeper and see. Okay, so this is a little bit more about how they're seeing you. We have she-wolf and the vampire. That's an interesting, very primal energy that you represent. Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, you definitely have some sort of capacity to make your dreams come true. It's sort of like a field of dreams. If you build it, they will come mentality that you have. I think they feel like you're someone who really trusts your intuition too when it comes to going after your dreams. You're not afraid to do things in an unexpected way either. These cards are a little bit more about their feelings. Okay, we have share tenderness. So they do have very tender feelings. Oh, wow. I mean, this person really admires you. Fulfilled, free, and share tenderness. Let me move the camera, move things around so we can see all of these at once. I think with the she-wolf as well, you have a lot of confidence, and you can meet other people halfway and work as a member of a team. That's something else with the Three of Pentacles, and also what I was getting here with this finding solid ground. You work well with others, but what's interesting about that is that you kind of have a werewolf quality too. It's like if someone is, if you need to unleash your inner wolf on someone, you will. You don't always have to be polite. You can be pretty mean and pretty ferocious, especially paired with the vampire as well. There is a dark side to you. There is definitely a dark side to you. But this person isn't scared of that dark side that you have. In fact, they kind of see that as a positive quality as well. And in fact, they feel very tender towards you because you're capable of freeing this primal side of you, this very formidable side of you, that you're not afraid to embrace your shadow qualities. And it seems to them that through embracing your shadow qualities, that's part of why you have so much confidence, and that's part of why you also have been able to fulfill so many beautiful goals for yourself. You're a very fulfilled person, but it's self-fulfilling. You know the phrase self-fulfilling prophecy. It's usually a negative thing. Like if you have a negative belief, then that prophecy will come true. But for you, it's like you have a self-fulfilling prophecy of I am unstoppable. And so that's your truth. Because you have that philosophy, it is also your reality. So you're like free. It's like in some ways you've maybe like broken free of the matrix, or at the very least, you've certainly broken free of the normal everyday rules of polite society, and yet you are coming across as very much a high achiever. And yeah, this person really cherishes you. They have, I would say, yes, a very deep love and respect for you. So let's hear a little bit more about their feelings for you. We have Justice. Okay. 9 of Swords. I feel like this person agrees with you on a lot of things. And like I said, it seems that some of your beliefs maybe are expressed in a maybe ferocious, or at the very least impolite way. But at the same time, this person, they do agree with you. Sometimes, though, they're not sure if they can have a conversation with you enough to tell you that they agree with you, or they may not agree with everything. And so again, I don't know, it's like they want to be able to have a discussion with you on some topic that you have expressed a strong feeling about, or maybe it's something you've done that they want to talk about. But they have an anxiety because they want you to understand that they support what you've said or done. Maybe they don't support everything about what you've said or done, or they feel that you just don't want to hear it from them for some reason. But this person they are very interested in your life choices. So, I mean, what I was picking up at the beginning of the reading is that this person is mostly very preoccupied with themselves. But, they do notice what's going on with you in your life. And they are emotionally invested in what's going on with you in your life. I think that it sort of intimidates them because there's a lot that they want to accomplish in life, and they feel like it's so slow. They feel like sort of like a snail, or it's like, they're out here trying to achieve their goals, and it's not that they haven't achieved things that they feel proud of. I do feel that they have done that, but they feel that they're at sort of a snail's pace in comparison to you, in comparison to all that you have accomplished. So they're definitely comparing themselves to you. And I feel like this person has a lot of pride in themselves. I mean, I did pick up some self-worth issues, but it's like on the same level, at the same time, they do know that they have a lot of great qualities. They have a lot to offer the world. And they just don't feel like maybe they've had the opportunity to offer the world all of what they do have to offer it. They view you as someone who, the world has seen what you have to offer. I kind of feel like that's true of both of you. I mean, they're represented by the star. You're represented by the moon. The star, a star may not stand out as much because it's up there in the sky with all these other stars. Like here, like all these little stars in the background twinkling. But when the moon is full and when the moon is lit up, what do we notice? We're going to notice the moon more than we do these individual stars. And there are many of these small individual stars versus one moon. Coco the cat's wanting to join the reading. So in any way, I do feel, the basic thing here is that they compare themselves to you. They feel that you get a lot more exposure than they do. And maybe there is a little bit of jealousy, actually, or what is it? It triggers them. It triggers them because it makes them feel that they need to improve, or maybe I'm not good enough, or I just need to try harder in order to be where group 2 is. Yeah, it definitely brings up insecurities. But the thing is, oh, Coco, that's not necessary. The thing is, I feel like this person doesn't really have a lot of valid reasons to feel insecure because they really do shine. They really do stand out, and they have accomplished a lot themselves. So let's see if there's anything this person would want to say to you. So we have the 8 of Wands. So first they're saying, I'm just over here trying to live my best life. And I really don't want to be all that preoccupied with you right now. I right now want to focus on how much I have to offer the world. So again, there is a very strong self-focus here. This person's very self-focused. Sometimes I feel competitive with you, but it's almost like a friendly rivalry because I see us as equals. I see us as equals, but we're equals who have a different level of exposure and a different level of achievements. But I think we are equals. And so my competitive nature with you is over the fact that why are you getting so much attention? Why are you getting so much glory and so much success when we are actually equals? So I do feel competitive with you, but it's competitive with a strong level of respect as well. But yeah, I am very focused on my own life right now. I'm very focused on my own achievements, and I really desperately want to achieve more for myself and to show the world what I'm made of. All right, so to answer that question, does this person love you or do they hate you? I mean, this is a very nuanced answer. I do feel that they love you. I mean, goodness, with fulfilled and free and shared tenderness, yeah, they have tenderness. They probably also have romantic feelings for you as well. But I don't. It's not their priority right now. You know, their priority is definitely themselves and what they're trying to achieve with their own life. But I hope that gave you a good insight into this person's thought process regarding you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Group 3, welcome to your reading. You chose this, what is this, bismuth? And then I have these other crystal cards laid out here as well. I'm going to start channeling from them. And then we have some other cards to get into as well. Of course, the question that we're asking is, do they love you or hate you? So let's see. Let me just take a moment to tune in here. So the first thing I'm getting is that this person really intellectualizes you. And what I mean by that is that they kind of analyze you a little bit, almost like you're sort of like a specimen, you know. I do feel that in their thought process about you, they are judgmental sometimes, and they are very negative in their thought process. But I feel like when they actually interact with you, they put forward a very nice, uplifting, kind-hearted image. So you may not even recognize, you know, I feel like the way that they come across to you as if there's zero judgment of you at all. But internally, there is a lot of judgment of you. I just have to be honest. Let me try to understand this a little bit more. It's almost like a seething energy. Like there is a little bit of a seething. I would say it's hatred. Like there's this low boil of hatred that is always under the surface. We have bismuth. Rewrite your code with rainbows. Tektite, raise your vibration. And muscovite, develop your foresight. I think the thing is, I feel like this person feels that you maybe come across yourself as sunshiny and vibrant and loving, and their judgment of you is that they think that's not who you really are. They think that that is not who you really are. And I don't know. I feel like this person does kind of like you, but sometimes they sort of get triggered and they start fixating on the fact that they don't think that you're the personality that you show to the world, they don't think that's accurate. They feel that you underneath are a very judgmental person. So it's a little bit ironic, because they're very judgmental of you underneath the surface, but on the surface are very kind and loving towards you. And I do think that both of these are genuine. I mean, they do genuinely have kind and loving feelings towards you, but they also have this underlying kind of a hateful judgment. I don't know what else to call it. Maybe we'll see more when we pull other cards. We have get your mind right, shine your brightest, and take care of your heart. I think that they also realize that their own judgment is probably not good for them or for you, So I do feel that they also are judging themselves at the same time that they're judging you. They're like, oh man, I really shouldn't be so judgmental of group 3, but they are, so it is what it is. So let's see what else we get here. Let's learn more about their feelings for you. Have cosmic exploration. Yeah, I think when they're feeling positively towards you, they feel very positively towards you is the thing. They do view you as someone who is a great person to spend time with. You're fun. The two of you have had really lighthearted moments together, and they really appreciate that. Okay. We have inadequate and worried. Okay, these are go with this. Inadequate and worried. The thing is, I think that they project a lot of things onto you. Sometimes they feel inadequate, and I think they want to project that onto you and notice all your flaws. They want to take notice of all your flaws. Coco has really wanted to show up for this reading today. But anyway. But I think that the reason that they do that is because they themselves are feeling inadequate, basically. That's where their judgment comes from. Judgment of you. It comes from a feeling of judging themselves. But also sometimes they do worry about you, but that also, to me, feels sort of like a projection in a way. Like, are they really worried? Are they really concerned about you? I don't think that they really are. I think it's more that they want to feel superior to you. I think that that's what it is. So if they're the concerned person, if they're the one that you always need, they want you to be more reliant on them because that gives them a feeling of superiority. Okay, just a moment. I got to take care of this situation. Okay, Coco is refusing to leave the reading. So It just is what it is. All right, so these cards are a little bit about how they see you. So we have the possessed and the coquette. That's an interesting mix. Intriguing. We also have the Two of Swords and the Chariot. So I'm going to have to pause for a moment so I can take this all in with the distractions. Okay, so I think that with these two cards here, the kind of energy I'm getting is they view you as someone who maybe has been victimized in some way before. In particular, maybe your boundaries have been crossed. That you are someone who has been taken advantage of in the past. You are someone who's been controlled. Someone has possessed you in some way, used you, maybe treated you like an object, or something to, some like a thing to be used for their own agenda. You have been treated that way before. But they feel that maybe your response to that and the way that you adapted to keep that from happening was to sort of embrace your own seductive qualities. Like you've learned how to use your ability to be seductive and to be attractive actually as some sort of barrier. It's like this is the way that you show people that you're the one who's in control, not them. You've controlled me before, but now through the use of my sexuality, the way that I present myself seductively, maybe certain flirtatious qualities, you use that as a sort of barrier. So it's interesting because I feel like they don't necessarily think that you're a very sexual person per se. The coquette has this sort of sexual seductive look to her, or personality, or behavior. But they feel that that is really just used as a barrier somehow to protect yourself. They feel underneath that you're actually someone who just wants to feel safe. You just want to feel emotionally safe, basically. And you're someone who wants to be at peace. I think they do view you also as someone who has a lot of maybe sensitive emotions, or emotions that change a lot. Like basically a moodiness, you have, your emotions just shift and change a lot. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. But anyway, I'm called to use this particular deck now to get some clarifiers here. So does the person you're asking about, do they love you or do they hate you? It feels like they themselves are kind of moody, so it really depends on what mood they are in, or like what light they're choosing to view you in at any particular moment. Yeah. They don't really know if they like you or not. I think they themselves are kind of scared. They're a very skittish person. They don't trust people. And so there's a part of them that doesn't trust you, but at the same time, they relate to you because they feel that you don't trust people either. Like it's kind of like, okay, we're the same in that regard because we've had a lot of experiences that have led us to not trust people. So they're like, I get that. But at the same time, they're like, I don't even know if I can trust you, Maybe you can't even trust me. Maybe we don't even trust each other. There's a sort of lot of suspicion and distrust going on here. Wow, and then the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this definitely, trying to figure out if you are someone to be trusted or not trust is something that really occupies this person's mind. But I think also they question themselves a lot. Like, why am I thinking this way? Why am I responding to group 3 like this? Because I think there's a part of them that thinks, maybe I'm being wrong to group 3 by not trusting them or by making assumptions. So they're very much in a state of mental distress when it comes to you, criticizing you, but then criticizing themselves for criticizing you. I think sometimes they are, it just goes back and forth. Sometimes they're thinking very positively towards you. Sometimes they're thinking very negatively towards you. And that might shift very rapidly as well. I really feel like this person is sort of groping for their own confidence. They're really trying to find their own confidence. And they do have a sort of fake it till you make it quality. The person that you're watching this for. And I think that's how they want you to see them. They don't want you to see that they're faking it till they make it. They just want you to see that they're making it, They're like, look at me. Look how confident I am. I want you to see me as so vibrant and so confident. Just, just so full of beautiful, vibrant confidence. So it's interesting that they judge you, that you might be trying to portray yourself a certain way, but then underneath are not like that, because it's very much what they're doing. I do feel there's a sort of competitive energy. For whatever reason, what this card is reminding me of is, and you know how in baseball, I think it's to decide which team is up to bat first. I don't know, but they'll like take the bat and do this, like fists up the bat to see who gets to the top of the bat first. There is a feeling here of competitiveness, like they want to be better than you, but they think that you want to be better than them also. So they think it's probably mutual, that you both kind of want to outdo the other one, to be better, to be number one. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they are, this is just a continual process. They feel like they're always just wanting to be better than you, but they do think that you tend to be the one who outshines them. They're represented here by the Four of Pentacles. You're represented by the Emperor. They think that you both have gotten to a certain milestone. These are both 4 cards, right? And this is your all shared energy. You both want to achieve more than what you've currently achieved, or get further in life, improve your lives beyond what you've currently done. But they feel like the milestone that you're at, that you're holding steady at the moment, is much further than where they're holding steady at. And so it's like they're kind of waiting for some opportunity to come along that will lift them up to your level. I think they do feel optimistic that that will happen. And I think that their belief in themselves and their belief that they will be lifted up to at least your level or above, that confidence actually makes them feel nicer towards you. When they do believe in themselves, which they often do, they don't feel as jealous of you. So I don't know. But the jealousy does come back. I don't know. In a way, it's a little bit of a friendly competition, or a friendly jealousy, because again, going back to this, like sometimes maybe they feel like they're doing better than you, and then it switches, So it's almost that this competitiveness that they feel between you, they think it sort of motivates both of you to continue to climb higher in life. Okay. So what else about this person's, do they love or hate group 3? So the Tower card, it kind of wanted to come out in reverse. Again, I mean, they just have a lot of thoughts about you, and those thoughts are extreme in both directions, and those extreme views of you switch back and forth very rapidly. I mean, I do feel overall this person likes you. They like you. They like who you are. They kind of like what you're about, even though they feel sort of suspicious and competitive and distrustful. They're like, you know what? I kind of like your style. I kind of like your approach to life. I think they see you as similar to them in a lot of ways. So their journey to kind of like you is kind of sort of their journey in liking themselves. Let's see if there are any messages from this person to you. You're really sweet. So yeah, I mean, they do genuinely feel that you are sweet, but you know, they're not always sure if that's real, if it's genuine or not, but it is still sweetness, right? And I think that they feel that it probably is genuine a lot. I think they're just not sure if it's always genuine. Do you want to date a model or something? So yeah, whether it's that specific thing or not, they do kind of think sometimes that maybe you're superficial. I would say that that's what this thought process is. They want to judge you sometimes as being like a superficial person who only cares about superficial qualities. I think about hugging you a lot. So yeah, you're really sweet, and I think about hugging you. Like, they do have a lot of nice feelings towards you, obviously. I think I know what you want, but I'm not totally certain. So again, I think that sort of goes back to that distrust. They don't really know what you want out of life, or like what motivates you. That's what they want to know. Like, what are your motives? What are your tactics? Let's drink coffee in our pajamas together. I feel at home with you. Yeah. I mean, they feel like you're kind of like the same type of person. This is a weird mix because they get a lot of anxiety in a sort of anxious thought process towards you sometimes because of the distrust and the sort of judgment that arises, and then, you know, the anxiety about feeling like they're wrong to judge you. But I would say overall, this person, do they love you? I think at the very least, they really like you. Yeah, they really have, more than anything, they do have warm feelings for you. You are safe with me. Okay, and that's interesting because they know that you haven't always been safe, and they would want you to feel safe. They feel that you deserve to feel safe. So there is a sort of deep sense of understanding here. And they do care about you being safe and being well. So they really are actually concerned with you. When that concerned card came up, I think it is a mixed bag, you know, because when they are worried about you and your safety, some of it is coming from a little bit of a patronizing sort of quality, like I picked up before, of like, well, I want to be superior to you, so I can be the one who's concerned about you. That makes me superior or more in control. But I don't know, I feel like they're kind of aware. I think they're kind of aware of their own unconscious psychological motives sometimes. You know, that they're like, okay, you've got some issues that lead you to behave in certain ways. I've also got some issues that lead me to behave in some certain ways. We're all here just trying our best. We all have flaws. We all have shortcomings. Sometimes we can be manipulative. Sometimes we can be shady. But I think really they do care about you. They really do. Oh, yeah. And this fortune, which was mixed up in these cards, says, may life throw you a pleasant curve. So they really want good things to happen for you. They want you to, to fall into some excellent opportunities, which is interesting. Even though they have this sort of competitive streak with you, they don't want you to be facing a lot of obstacles in life. They actually like it when things go to your advantage. They're sort of rooting for you. They're rooting for you, but they're also rooting for themselves, but they're rooting for both of you. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe this has a little bit of a sort of sibling rivalry quality. And I know, this could be any type of connection, right? But it does have that quality of, we share some sense of roots. Either it's, which may be just that we're kind of similar people, or we've faced similar life situations. Whatever that is, they do feel sort of connected to you in a deep way, a deep abiding way. And they feel that it's probably best for both of you to be doing well in life. They want you to be thriving. They want themselves to be thriving. And they want you both to be safe, I think. Yeah. So overall, I would say they love you and they care about you. And they're sometimes very bitter and judgmental. It's a mixed bag, So I hope that makes sense. Group 3, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, group 4, welcome to your reading. I believe it was the malachite that was on the top of your pile that you chose. And so I'm going to start off just channeling these crystal cards to get the person's energy that you're asking about. Of course, this can be any person, and we're asking, do they love you or do they hate you? I mean, it's probably going to be something, like more nuanced, but the initial feeling that I get from this person is a sort of motherly, I mean, this doesn't have to be a mother, obviously, but it is that sort of motherly, nurturing quality. That's what I get here. This person kind of wants to be a rock for you. They want to be someone that you can lean on and depend on. This isn't someone who wants to do everything for you. They want you to be strong enough to take care of yourself. But it's like they want to be there for you when you need them. So this is definitely someone who loves you. In fact, that answer is more obvious. It's more quickly obvious to me in this group than in any other group, that this is clearly someone who loves you. Let me see. I feel like there's more to it. This person knows that, to develop your character in life, you sometimes have to go through hard times. And they don't want you to have to face hard times, but they're coming through as a very realistic, very practical person. And so what they want for you is a strength and an ability to really face the odds in life, and to maintain a sort of solid, stable presence in the world, to not get too flustered by what life throws at you. They want you to be able to face the harsh realities of life, and also to accept the blessings of life. I think this person has a lot of wisdom, but they don't necessarily always share it with you directly, because they they view you as someone who has to gain your own wisdom. And so they don't necessarily think that your wisdom should come from them. They view it more as, here, I am a source for you. I'm someone you can lean on and someone you can turn to in times of need. I want you to know that I'm always here for you. But they kind of feel like you have to go out and explore the world to some extent on your own. There does feel like there's some feeling of separation here, but I don't think it's separation through a like dislike of each other. It's just maybe the circumstances keep the two of you apart, or something like that. I think in particular, you may be trying to reach some goal in life that means that you, like maybe you've gone off to school, or you had to travel for a job, or move elsewhere because you got married to someone and you had to move somewhere, to be with them. I don't know what it is, but like you're creating your life. And I think through that process, maybe the two of you are not necessarily in close proximity to each other. There could be many reasons for why that's the case, but it doesn't read like it's because you all dislike each other. There's some other reason for it, that the two of you are physically apart from each other. Explore your hidden depths. I think that this person is a person with a lot of depth. And like I said, a lot of wisdom. I'm not sure what else to say about that, but go with your heart. I mean, this person definitely loves you, but they feel like they need to love you wisely. I guess that's what it is. And for them to love you wisely is letting you sort of leave the nest or something. I mean, I'm not sure, because I'm sure not everyone here is watching this for a parent, but it still has that energy of like sort of needing to allow you to be independent, And we can have that quality with our friends or with our lovers as well. Like, hey, I know you need to get out and do your own thing and be independent. Go travel the world, like whatever it is you need to do. So that's the type of energy here. It's like this person will always be a sort of home base that you can return to, I feel like. But they don't want to smother you. I think that's what it is. And it's like they really respect your boundaries as an independent person. And that for them means I can't smother you, even if I would want to see you more often, even if I would like to have you around more often. I need to be mature enough. They're trying to be mature themselves enough not to smother you, Sometimes being nurturing and loving can actually be a form of controlling someone. And I think that they're very mindful of that. They don't want to become that person that is nurturing you to the point of becoming over involved in your life choices, or like inhibiting you, or, making you feel guilty. Why are you choosing to go out and pursue your life? You should be, I don't know, like sometimes, especially mothers, but people in general can engage in these sort of guilt complexes to keep a person around, or even to keep them dependent. But like to me, this is coming through as the very opposite of that. They really want you to be self-sufficient and in charge of your life and in charge of your life's choices. All right, let's get a little bit more here about their feelings. Okay, we have gifts to the portal. I think that because there is some sort of distance here, they do pray maybe for you sometimes, or like they keep you in their thoughts. in a very loving way. Because again, they don't want to interfere too much, but they do care about you, and they want you to be well. And but they want to do it in a way that they're still allowing you to get out there and make your own mistakes in life, you know? So to me, it comes through as prayer, or, you know, maybe they send you care packages or something like that. So it's like, hey, here's a little something to just brighten your day. I feel like they like to occasionally just brighten your day, but then also get out of your way. Let me brighten your day, but then get out of your way. They don't want, for whatever reason, there's a strong feeling of from this person of not wanting to interfere too much in your life. And they do miss you sometimes. I mean, I would say that they miss you a lot, actually. And so maybe trying to interfere or being more active in your life is a sort of temptation to them. But again, they feel that the healthier thing to do is to kind of let you face things on your own. I think that they also wonder, you know, are you lonely? And they're not sure, like, okay, should I try to actually be more engaged in your life, or am I, you know, in this mature response that I'm taking, am I taking that too far? Like, they do question, like, what's the right, you know, what's the right level of being involved in your life, and what's the right level of, you know, kind of letting you do your own thing. So these are things that they care about. Yeah. So we have confused. So they're really not sure, like, should I reach out more often, you know, or should I not? We have depressed reversed. I think, you know, this person may have experienced depression in their life. Because it's reversed, I feel like either they have it's in a place where it's manageable, or they have just, you know, they've gotten past that phase in their life. But I think that they are concerned about issues of depression, that maybe you also perhaps could experience depression. And they don't want that to be something that is too bothersome for you. So yeah, I mean, this person definitely loves you. Like the the original question, do they love you or hate you, is so definitive here. This person loves you so much, without any doubt. They love you to the point that they really examine themselves and, you know, want to make sure that their own motives, you know, it's like, okay, I feel lonely, but I need to question, like, you know, when I engage with group 4, am I doing that from a place of just wanting to satisfy my own loneliness? Or is it from a genuine place of love and caring for group 4 and respect for who they are, you know, as an autonomous, independent individual? And yeah, they don't want you to be facing depression. I mean, the reality is that most people do experience depression at some point in their lives, because, you know, we have events that happen in our lives that would be depressing for anyone to face, right? But they definitely don't want you to spiral into any sort of really bad place, you know? They care about your emotional health, I think, is basically what I'm getting here. All right. Okay, so how do they see you? They see you as the diva and the muse. It's an interesting mix here. Also, the Queen of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. So I think they feel that you're someone who has a lot of talents, and maybe you attract people who are talented as well with the muse. But they definitely feel like you get a lot of attention. And it's in a good way, like, not that you're attention seeking, but that you are just naturally someone who garners a lot of attention. They see you probably as someone who's very popular. You're a very popular person. Everybody likes you, and there's a good reason for you to be well liked. There may be, in particular, some sort of strong artistic creativity that you have, or you're connected with an artistic community, a community of people who tend to be artistic. Like you run with the artsy crowd, you know. This Five of Pentacles, I'm not really sure. Maybe they even see you as someone who sort of glamorizes, what is the term that I'm trying to think of? Like maybe glamorizes the starving artist lifestyle, or glamorizes that, you know, sometimes artists, or like, you know, there's Vincent van Gogh, like we can kind of glamorize sometimes the fact that he cut off his ear, you know, like he was, you know, that came from a place, again, of like, his mental and emotional health was not in the best place. So they may feel, you know, sometimes you could sort of glamorize that, the sort of darker emotional qualities that lead people to become creative or artistic. Glamorizing the difficult experiences that we have in life, maybe through your art even. Making art that is about the dark things that we experience in life. But I feel that they do view you as a positive person. Like it's not that you would be exploiting, you know, quote unquote bad experiences. It's just that could be maybe a source of art, and or you're someone who embraces the fact that artistic people will embrace certain things that maybe the status quo doesn't embrace, like poverty. You know, it's like, let me lean into being a poor, starving artist, or just someone who goes against the grain in some way, someone whose values are not what the majority's values are, something like that. You know, it could be a lot of different things, but or also substance abuse. Yeah. Like glorifying substance abuse, perhaps. That could be another one, just as an example. Debauchery. Thank you, Tarot. Freakiness. I think his shirt says the freak something. Yeah. Glorifying maybe the party lifestyle as well. But they do feel that you have a good head on your shoulders overall. So again, like when it goes back to this thing of like, you know, I know you're going to need to make your own mistakes. You know, maybe you'll have to go through a party phase or something before you realize that that is not necessarily the, you know, the best approach to life, or that it needs to be balanced out. They do feel like you have a level of maturity as well. You know, maybe we all have to have a sort of wild phase in life to kind of get it out of our system. So they do seem to have an understanding of that, and that either you're in that phase or you have been in that phase. But they also see that you're a mature person who understands, like, you know, I don't want to be in that phase every day, all day, of just being wild and partying all the time to the point that I'm not taking care of myself or not taking care of my responsibilities. So they do see you as someone who understands the need to be a responsible person. They feel that you also have a lot of very close friendships, people who turn to you for emotional support, and that you yourself are, you tend to be, in your friend group, you tend to be kind of like the mother influence of your friends. So your friends kind of lean on you for emotional support. Maybe you lean on them too, but whoever it is that you're watching this for definitely sees you kind of as that primary person that your friends lean on, because you seem to know what to say and know what to do to make sure that that the people you care about are okay. I think they feel also that you're still growing and developing. So maybe you're either a young person or I don't know, but I mean, I guess no matter what age we are all still growing and developing, right? But I think they feel that there's something about you where they know that you have not reached your full growth or something, you know? Whether that's you know, like you're full, like you're not totally grown up, or there's just more for you to evolve, and it's not coming through in a judgmental way. It's just they know that there are more changes that you're going to go through in your life, that you're not always going to be the way that you are now, or maybe you're not always going to be in the phase of life that you are now. I think that's it. They know that this phase of life that you're in is not going to last forever, that you'll grow out of this phase that you're currently in. And so they trust you, even if sometimes this phase of life that you're in involves things that may be risky, or, you know, making youthful mistakes, which we can make quote unquote youthful mistakes at any age, you know, but, you know, like maybe engaging in substance use, things like that. They're like, okay, I know that you're not going to be in this phase forever, and maybe this is just a phase you need to go through. So they kind of see it for what it is, I think. And so, you know, so I think that they trust that you are wise enough to handle your life, basically. They do feel that you are a very mature person, actually. A mature person who's going through a phase of life where maybe you're engaging in more like kind of risky things, I think, or just, you know, wild things, you know, wildness. All right. Anything else? What would they say to you? They would say, sometimes it hurts to be someone who cares about you, because I feel your pain. When you hurt, I hurt. But I'm also very proud of being someone who cares about you. You know, I like kind of looking over you and making sure you're okay, even though it makes more sense, you know, at this point in your life to do that from a distance. I do feel, I mean, I really doubt anyone started watching this video with a departed loved one in mind, you know, but I do feel like for the people watching, there is, for a lot of you, a departed loved one coming through. And so a lot of what we've been saying here is actually coming from that departed loved one. I just have to put it out there because at this point, with these cards, I think I just have to say it, you know, like someone needs to hear that there is a departed loved one who is from a distance because they're departed, but they are, you know, having these thoughts about you, noticing what's going on in your life, and, you know, loving you from a distance, but trusting that you will make your mistakes wisely, you know, and maturely, basically. All right. So regardless of if this is a living person or a departed person, we'll continue to see what message they have for you. they want to tell you that they kind of see you in a way as a warrior, right? And warriors have to go out and face risks as well. That's how they mature. That's how they grow in their own wisdom and in their own capacity to be a warrior. So they feel at some level, it's not like you're just out here partying and not caring about anything. Like there's a part of you that maybe the risks that you take are the risks of, standing up for or defending something that you believe in. And it takes courage to do that. I feel that a lot of you, though, you're taking those courageous steps, maybe with your self-expression in particular, and you take those risks even though there's a lot that you have to overcome internally. I do feel with this black cloud here that's raining down, and then the depressed card that we got before, there is maybe a sort of predisposition that you have to depression or other emotional difficulties or mental health struggles. But it's like you push through. You see these little flowers pushing through. It makes me think of flowers that push through the concrete. So this person that you're watching this for, they notice that you are so strong. You're so strong because you have these issues that you have to push through, and you do it. You push through those to be the warrior, to be the wise one who's out here willing to make mistakes in order to grow. And they know that sometimes you will genuinely, significantly struggle with mental, I feel like there's some sort of mental health struggle. I feel like that's what it is, or substance abuse. Could be one or more of those. But they do feel like you have a lot of strength. And so whatever this struggle is, you're stronger than the struggle, Hopefully that's making sense. And I think the final thing that they would say is that they can tell that you're someone who respects yourself as well. And I think that's why when we say you're stronger than the struggle, whether it's addiction or, whether you're coping with depression or all of the above, or, something along those lines, you're someone who respects yourself. And you have a self-awareness of like, okay, I'm going down a destructive path. We can't help having something like depression. This is something that I personally have struggled with my whole life. But if we start noticing like, okay, I'm getting into patterns that are actually making this worse for me, and I'm forgetting to do the things that support me in dealing with my tendency towards depression, that comes from a place of self-respect, right? And that's what the person you're watching this for, that's what they see in you, is that you are someone who has enough self-respect to say, okay, I've got to get it together. I've got to be responsible for, taking care of myself here. So I think that basically, maybe there's one more card coming out. Yeah, I think that they feel that you are growing into the kind of person that they are to you, like you are an elder, or you're growing into an elder, you have that capacity of, someone who has what it takes, of the courage and the wisdom and the insights, the respect for other people's needs to grow and develop independently from you. You have the qualities of an elder, even if you're a young person, they can see this in you, that you are going to be an elder. And to be honest, not everyone who grows old becomes an elder in the way that I'm using the word here, because to be an elder, it's about the way that you approach life, and it's about what you offer to those who are, depending on you. It's not to make them dependent. It is to be that rock of support, to be, everything that we've talked about in this reading. They see you having those qualities of the elder, or the elder in process, the person who's in process of becoming the elder. So hopefully that makes sense. I can't think of what other word to use other than elder, but so hopefully that is carrying its meaning to you. All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching. This was a really interesting reading. I hope that you enjoyed it and got a great message, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.